Greetings. In this session, we're going to talk a little bit about the history and tradition of Tai Chi. Being Tai Chi instructors, we should have some general knowledge about where Tai Chi comes from, some of its history and tradition. Tai Chi originated in China, right? And we'll start with how Tai Chi is written. We see Tai Chi written in a number of different forms. Sometimes, many times, we just see it as Tai Chi, T-A-I-C-H-I, two separated words. Sometimes we see it as Tai Chi, one word, T-A-I-J-I. And then sometimes we see the Chuan added, either C-H-A-U-N, Tai Chi Chuan, or Tai Chi Quan. They all mean the same thing. They're just different ways of writing the same word, right? Tai Chi, Tai Chi Chuan, it's the same. Tai Chi can be translated as supreme, grand, or vast, right? That's the Tai. And the Chi can be ultimate or universe. Maybe a better translation of Tai Chi is infinity, right? Tai Chi, if you go to China and ask to study Tai Chi, you might very well learn a philosophical understanding of things, right? Tai Chi originated from trying to understand the universe, gaining and trying to understand information from nature and how it applies to ourselves and how we're connected, not only me to you and each other, but we're connected to the earth and even the universe beyond. So it really is this philosophical understanding. We learn about yin and yang, the symbol, right? Yin and yang. It's on our logo for TCHI, which the universe and everything in it is held in this nice, interesting balance. And we're always trying to strive for balance in everything. Now, is balance attainable? We can talk about that later on. But we're always striving for balance. So when we look at yin and yang in our logo, we see that it's balanced, that yin leads into yang, yang leads into yin. And then inside of yin is a little bit of yang, inside of yang is a little bit of yin. And so everything is always striving towards this balance of everything. And we are part of that balance. And so when we practice Tai Chi, we are connecting to not only ourselves, but we often feel connected to the people who we're participating with in Tai Chi. Many times, especially, we see Tai Chi practice outside. We feel connected to the earth. We feel connected to the universe. So that's where Tai Chi originates from, right? A good translation would be infinity, or we can talk about a supreme ultimate, right? Sometimes Tai Chi originated, is used still as a martial art. That's where we get Tai Chi Chuan, Chuan meaning fist, right? It is still practiced as a martial art, but we here at TCHI focus mainly on the health, wholeness, and wellness aspects of Tai Chi, which is also practiced in the original form, originally in Tai Chi as well. Even martial artists are striving for that nice balance of health, wellness, and wholeness when they practice their Tai Chi. We also, especially when we get to Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention, we'll be talking about Qigong, right? Qi, we understand, is that life energy, that life force that's inside of us. Gong means it's that work or practice of utilizing that energy. So we come up with the word Qigong, and we'll talk about that when we look at open and close. It's one of the components and aspects of Sun style Tai Chi, which is the foundation and the style that we practice in our Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention, right? There are many different styles of Tai Chi. 5 of the major styles are Chen, which is the oldest, Yang, which is the most popular. Chen comes to us from about 400 years ago, originated in the Chen village in China. Yang was originated about 100 years later, so about 300 years ago. And then we have Sun style Tai Chi, which is the youngest form of Tai Chi that we utilize, that came to us a little over 100 years ago. So there are major styles of Tai Chi. They each have their own characteristics, but when we utilize the principles of Tai Chi, we're going to have a section on the principles later today. When the principles are all the same, it's just the application through the wide variety of styles of Tai Chi. So different ways to write the word Tai Chi. It is a philosophical practice, but we utilize Tai Chi as a means of exercise, as a means of wellness, as a means of wholeness. It's a breath practice as well, and in that we also are attempting to find balance and connection to even the nature and the universe. So as we said, Chen style Tai Chi is the oldest. Came to us from Chen village about 400 years ago. Chen is has a much more martial approach to it, martial appearance to it, right? So we get these nice, it's a combination of fast and slow. We get stomps and punches, and you can really see the expression of energy, right? Low stances, right? Very forceful movements. So that would be Chen style Tai Chi. Yang style Tai Chi comes around about 100 years later, right? Yang style Tai Chi is broad, expansive, a lot slower. We don't have that change of rapid speed in Yang style Tai Chi, but it's nice, broad, and expansive, very long, right? And the other style that we predominantly use here at the Institute, Yang style Tai Chi, which is the foundation of Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. Yang style is the youngest. It's a little higher. It doesn't get those low stances that we find in Chen or Yang style, but it's a little higher. It incorporates that Qigong breathing. We have, every so often, we take this moment for open and close. That's a Qigong exercise. So the originator included this Qigong that he studied into the form. And then what we also have, we also utilize a follow step. So we'll take a step and then we'll follow step with that back foot, right? Instead of trying to keep these long stances, we utilize this follow step to bring our weight into a much more centered position. So three very distinct forms, all follow the same principles as far as Tai Chi, right? So I'm going to show you, I'll demonstrate, move my chair here, and just to look at what some variations of what the variety of styles may be. So Chen style might look like this. Right. Yang style might look like this. Sun style might look like this. So as you can see, there are distinct differences in the multiple styles, but they all still follow the same principles. So for our Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention, right? Of course, we remember originated in China. We use it as a gentle form of exercise, right? We here at the Institute don't focus a lot on the martial aspect or the martial application of Tai Chi. We are really looking at how it affects our health, how it affects our wellness, how we can holistically become a much healthier person. So the focus is more on this low impact aerobic exercise, which exercises the whole mind and body. This gets back to yin and yang and balance, right? So with Tai Chi, we are also trying to balance the mind and the body, right? So we utilize these movements, these gentle movements, to bring healing and wholeness. How it applies to the Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention form, we utilize the Sun style for Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. Now, I was diagnosed with arthritis about 15 or 20 years ago, and so those of us who have arthritis, gentle movement helps with the management of our arthritis. So when we're sedentary, our arthritis gets to pick up speed. But when we're moving in a gentle manner, right, we're not overexerting ourselves, but in a gentle manner, when we're moving, we're lubricating the joints, we're utilizing the muscles that supports the joints, we're becoming more healthy. That helps us to manage our arthritis, or helps in the prevention of arthritis, right? So we utilize the Sun style form of Tai Chi. One is that Qigong component. We're going to take some time and just breathe, and we're going to combine the breath with a nice, gentle movement. The breath gets into our lungs when we use abdominal breathing, Dantian breathing. We're getting air into our lungs. That oxygen comes into our bloodstream. And then when we utilize gentle movement, we get the blood moving, and that highly oxygenated blood gets to move through all of our bodies and systems. So the use of the breath pattern helps us to get the oxygenated blood throughout the system. We utilize this Sun style because of the follow step, if we remember, right? So when we follow step, we're actually taking about twice as many steps, right? So in other Tai Chi, you take a step, and then you're going to move on to your next step. Well, in Sun style Tai Chi, we'll take a step and follow step. And then we'll take a step and follow step. That gets us about twice as many movements in as well, which helps us. But they're nice, focused, intentional, centered, balanced movement, right? With the Sun style Tai Chi, we really do focus on balance. It's good for our balance. It allows us to center our weight. It allows us to attune to the proper postures. We'll get into that when we talk about the principles of Tai Chi. But the ability to have this follow step, right? And the movements are not as expansive as we see in some of the other forms where we're overextending ourselves sometimes when we are beginners in some of these other forms, we tend to overextend ourselves. So Sun style Tai Chi allows us to be a little more compact, not squeezed in, but a little more compact, that we don't get this overextension of ourselves, right? The nice constant flow, the nice constant movement. We get to work all of the joints, right? And when we work the joints, that lubricates the joints, right? As we move them in a gentle fashion, that allows us to help manage our arthritis, or assist in the prevention of arthritis as well. It also allows us to understand where we are and how we carry ourselves, and making some personal adjustments in how we walk, in how we stand, in how we move, and how we know what our limitations are as well. So those are the aspects of the program. We can continually, even though this program has a certain number of postures in it, we call a movement a posture, even though there's a finite number, there is so much depth to these movements. So when you reach a certain point in a movement, then you can go to the next level and find the depth and go deeper and deeper and deeper in your study, deeper and deeper into finding out about ourselves, deeper and deeper into managing arthritis or working on our fall prevention as well. So these can be what we utilize in our Tai Chi can also be applied to our daily skills, our daily habits as well. So we begin to practice Tai Chi when we're cooking, when we're cleaning. I swept up the studio right before this session. I was trying to practice my Tai Chi posture, and I would follow step and proper weight transfer as I was sweeping up the dojo. So you can practice your Tai Chi in any setting, and you can apply it even to your daily life. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Remember, Tai Chi originated in China about 400 years ago with the Chen style. There are multiple styles. Chen is the oldest, Yang the most popular, and Sun is the style that we utilize in Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. One, because of its Qigong, because of its a little more upright, a little more compact, and the follow step as well. So thank you very much.